right, you guys, backstage with Matt here. I have got an exclusive today with the almighty HEMLOCK.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming out today.
Oh, yeah.
So excited for you guys to be here. There's a lot of new things happening in the HEMLOCK camp, and we're going to talk a little bit about it today because why not? We've got time. It's going to be a fun. Let's do it. So I want to get right off into the start. As you guys know, we've got new people in the band here with us today, and I just want to go and I want to talk to you.
Nude or new?
Nude.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, unless you guys want to be nude. I feel like that's very HEMLOCK fashion,
We are
nudes.
from Vegas originally, and what happens now? I'm just kidding.
Brian translated as nude, so we'll be
As nude. So yeah, a couple new members here.
Yeah.
We have definitely seen some of you guys before, other places, other bands, but feel free. Let's talk about the two new dudes. We got Brian over here. Yeah,
Brian Jackson.
Mr. Brian Jackson, tell me a little bit about you, Mr. Brian Jackson. Where do you fall in with HEMLOCK now?
Where do I fall in? I don't know, guys.
Kind of on the
He fell in from heaven, and boy, are his arms tired.
He got background vocals, and they both do rhythm and lead guitar because there's not really any like specific, it's just you do this, you guys swap, it's just fun. It's no crazy, just fun.
It's not like
Do our thing.
it's not like, oh, I have to play this way. This is my thing. It's like, hey, you want to play this?
And then even with the background
All right.
vocals, they both got clean voices. So he's taking the higher register, he's taking the lower register, and it's coming out great.
Sound pretty
We
Good.
just did our first official reharsals the last 5 days. I think we did 4 days. I'm not sure. It all morphs together, head banging, all that good stuff.
Playing guitar 12 hours a day.
Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting back to playing again. It's the first time I've been in a room with a band in a couple of years.
We've known Brian for years from the Vegas scene, from doing shows out there at different bands and incarnations, and then just even going to each other's shows and supporting and stuff. So
Yeah, a long time.
it was a good fit because we already were friends. So we needed a guitar player, and he was available. So now here we are doing an interview with Matt.
Thank you, as always, you guys, for being here. Wow, you guys definitely, what you were just talking about, you guys got together this weekend and, had a little jam session and getting knocking the dust off and getting the spider webs all cleaned out. And,
Exactly.
how does that make you guys feel?
Good.
Antsy.
Antsy?
Fancy as fuck. We woke up
Yeah.
was it yesterday when we saw those pictures of Fremont?
Oh yeah, they're starting to do a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
more events in Vegas where there's big crowds and everything.
Seeing like Chevelle did a free show on Fremont, like the crowd was just like the most packed, but they said the most busiest.
Biggest show they've ever done on Fremont Experience.
So the excitement knowing that's what's coming soon.
For sure.
Yeah.
This guy right here is Tevon. I like saying it fancy, even though it's
Tevon.
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 Rose.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
I want to see if I can say his
He
last
goes.
name proper. Tevin Giannini.
Oh
What's the middle name? He's got two middle names.
You got two middle
What's
names.
the middle name?
It's Tevin John Valenti Giannini.
That's way too much.
Holy shit.
Tell me what I call you.
Oh fuck. Frick.
Giannini? No.
Yeah, you just
Giovanni.
Giovanni.
Giovanni, I like that.
Tevin Giannini.
I come from the land of potatoes.
And we knew Tevin from his other band also that we did shows with in Idaho.
Yeah,
and he's
Life.
and the other one too in
Meridian Movement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did shows, and we actually met Tevin a couple of years ago, and
No more than that even now.
we needed a guitar player at the time, and we got him in the band, and then of course everything in the world went crazy, and so he's been in the band for quite a while now, and we haven't done any
I
shows
think
yet.
one of the weirdest members to have, like, oh hey, get ready for this European tour. Never mind.
Never.
They should have put everything on pause, but
Yeah,
now
just
things
like,
are opening back up, and we've always been optimistic and positive through the entire ordeal of life and everything in the last few years. So we just focused on new songs, new albums, and
Yeah.
now we're gonna play. Some of these songs are actually gonna be the first time not only these guys played live, but that I played live and that Brian played live. Some of the new material. I had to sit there and actually be like, all right, I'm gonna do it. Oh, okay, yeah, and actually practice myself
Yeah.
on the new stuff.
Dude, that's perfect because that's kind of what I want to talk about right now. Obviously, with COVID and canceling European tours and God, everybody canceling everything, you guys took advantage of that. Definitely Chad and Brian for sure. All of you guys, maybe even in your own little ways with the whole COVID thing and being all.
be honest, I think COVID was one of the best things that ever happened to me in the weirdest fucking way. Like, again, I redirected my entire life because of COVID.
You know?
Yeah, me too.
So,
You kind of almost have to figure out ways to reinvent yourself and do it. I mean, of course, we missed the touring and seeing our friends and seeing our fans, but we had more free time than we've ever had before. Because normally it's always tour after tour after tour, but we were able to actually focus on the new material and then also dive back into it to really, really fine tune the new material. And I think the 2 new albums are the strongest albums. I know every band always says that about their new releases, but these ones, we had legitimate time. We spent a year and came up with 22 songs. They're all solid, they're all fun front to back, the lyrical content, the production, everything on them. So, but we haven't done any shows on them yet, and we haven't toured on them yet, so they're still technically brand new albums. We haven't done any CD release shows or anything, so it's going to be fun when we finally fire up and start doing shows.
And that's what I
again.
was saying the other day. It's interesting because normally when you're writing as a band and you're still back and forth touring, you get to try out the songs out live and see how they go over and all of that. And this
Sure.
time we didn't. We didn't have that as a gauge at all. It's like, hey, we got a whole bunch of songs. Now let's go out and knock it around live. You know, everything's released. Everyone's got to already know all the words to all the songs.
Yeah,
But
and that's awesome too. You know, because you guys not only I've talked about this with Brian. You know, just randomly, it's amazing that you guys took so much time, even just being with COVID and things, to bang out not one but two CDs.
Yeah.
That's just absolutely crazy, man. That's really great. And
Luckily, we know what the HEMLOCK fans want. We didn't have any pressure, so we didn't have any time restraints.
Yeah.
We didn't have any record labels saying, "Oh, you got to do this kind of radio hit, or you got to do this kind of theme, or this kind of artwork." It was totally just us, raw, just real HEMLOCK, straight for the fans, stuff that we're proud of, and just crank it out. So there's a huge variety too within the album. There's some punk rock riffs, some death metal riffs, some thrash, some new metal, some everything.
Some sexy
Even
dances.
some
Sexy dancing.
sexy dances. I was going to actually ask you that, Chad. I was going to ask you what kind of help influenced the whole double album thing. I mean, you guys got a lot of sounds and things, and you guys have been around for a long time, and been influenced by a lot of amazing bands. I always talk about this with Brian and things, but what kind of helped influence the whole double album?
We had some old songs that were kind of on the back burner in between tours, and then we had some riffs, and then we had a couple of older ones that we wanted to even revamp, and then we had a bunch of brand new stuff, and we just got to the point where we had like 17 or 18 songs. Normally you would do that and you'd whittle it down to like 12 or whatever for the album, but then when we started trying to narrow it down, I was like, damn, these are all solid songs, it's going to be hard to cut any back. So, and then we wound up coming up with another 2 or 3, and we're like, man, I was like, we've got 20 songs. I'm like, that's too much for one album, but it's not enough. I mean, they're all too good. We didn't want to cut anything out. So
Sure.
basically, I was like, we need to write 2 more songs specifically so we can do 11 on each album. Is kind of, and then the more we listened to it, me and Brian were trying to like whittle down and trying to take a few off. Like, no. Let's just do it. Like, who cares? There's no rules to rock and roll as long as you're having fun and doing what you love to do.
That there was talks of actually doing a double album, like 2 discs and one packaging, but to me they were just 2 standalone albums.
Yeah,
We had enough
two
ideas, different artwork, different vibes, different song content. So it just so happened that we just did 2 separate albums at the same time.
And had enough free time that we were like, why not? We might have, since you can't go see HEMLOCK live like you could once a year. We always do a lot of the same circuit where we'll do a ton of shows and then we'll come back around the next spring and people are like, oh, all right, I'll see you next year. We'll come back around, all right, I'll see you next year. And then not being able to see our friends, and because we basically don't have any fans. They're all our friends. We go out and we mingle, we talk, we know so many people's names. They're all family. It's all one big HEMLOCK unit. Even people overseas, they're emailing us and, man, I miss you guys. I can't wait to see you. And if you have time, let's grab some lunch. We just become homies and friends just because of music, and it's cool how it can connect like that. But with us not having any shows to see our friends, we're like, let's just give them a ton of new material. Let's just give them what we can, let them know that we're still out there and ready to, as soon as the green light goes, we'll be back in their town rocking again, from Denver to Tokyo and anywhere in between, San Diego to Budapest, Hungary.
St. Joe, Missouri.
St. Joe,
Right.
Missouri.
That's right.
From St. Joe, Missouri to Bremerhaven, Germany.
Right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have definitely one of my favorite bands. As I'm going to fanboy for just a few minutes.
You're my favorite interviewer.
Thank you. Well, because man, the double album, you guys are right. It's just standalone. You know, it was always fun listening to him talk about these things, and I was really excited as a fan, you know, for all of it, because I'm a little bit like you, Chad. You know, it's one giant HEMLOCK family. I do. You guys have got an amazing following, and it's special. It's special to be a HEMLOCK fan. It really is.
Yeah.
It really means a lot to people, and man, yeah.
We actually care.
Yes. Yes, you guys are definitely one of the most brutally honest but sweetest band out there. Like, wow.
And the lyrics, I was telling these guys, they were pulling out lyrics as we were going through the songs these last 5 days. Oh, that's a great line. That's a great line.
The lyrics.
And I'm like, they're all just spitting the truth. You know, I try to always just be who we are and be real about it. You know, but also not come out with an attitude or anything. We're like the most humble dudes. We've been doing it for 28 years since I was a kid, and we just love to do it. We enjoy playing music. We want to get out there. We want to travel. We want to see faces. We want to see smiles. We want to make everybody feel welcome and part of it.
And rock.
And rock. And get sweaty and headbang.
I don't like to get sweaty. I got a fan, so it blows my beard.
Yeah, it does blow your. It's very majestic when it blows the beard too. Yeah.
That's half the show right there. Blowing in the wind.
That is
I'm
amazing.
gonna do a solo tour next year. Just
Just
get
you
on
and
stage
the
as a
beard?
fan.
Brian and the Beard.
Brian and the Beards. I like that. That's
Another one of
great.
Brian's bands.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, Brian has very many bands. God, he's doing a lot.
I told these guys, I said, when the light opens and we're able to tour, we'll probably tour for like 2 years straight. So I'm ready.
That's impressive.
I've been ready for the last year and a half. This is the
You gotta
longest
make up
stretch
for
we've
lost
ever
time.
gone without doing any shows. Even when I had to have back surgery 5 years ago, we were only down for 4 months, and then we were doing shows again. I was wearing my back brace underneath my shirt. The doctor's like, and I'm like, I'll be careful, I'll be fine, you know, whatever. But now it's been a year and a half, almost 2 years of no shows. I'm like, it's just crazy, because it's part of us, you know. It's what you're used to doing. And you get all antsy and you're like tapping on stuff and you're feeling like a crackhead because you're not getting your fix or your rock and roll.
Or you join 12 bands.
Or I was gonna say, or you're like Brian over there and you join 12 other bands.
Yeah. We'll start a new band with Matt after this interview.
Oh.
He can be in Brian and the Beards.
Brian and the Beards, I'll
You
definitely.
can be the fan, just blow on.
Yeah,
Just
just
get a little sexy outfit and just
peel
fan.
grapes and feed him to you.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Like, just sit on stage and talk
Nice little
shit.
palm leaf.
That's true.
That's perfect. So you guys are getting all ready to gear up and everything's all
Yeah.
coming back together.
Excited.
Can we expect tours soon?
We're hoping we're hoping we can start doing some shows in August, some warm-up shows, but if not, September, October is more realistic. Just it kind of depends on the rest of the states opening up, because there's certain places still that are a little strict more than other states. You know, the Midwest is pretty wide open, which is cool.
Here's a list of tour dates. Just kidding. That's our song list.
A lot of tours are being announced.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. We're excited. I
Lots
mean,
of tours are being
the
announced.
international stuff, I'm not sure if it's going to pan out this year, but I'm crossing my fingers for next year because we want to go, you know. And I even, with that Lamb of God and Megadeth tour, I'm not sure if they're going to even be able to get in Canada on the Canadian dates they have, because I think that's still a pretty strict border to cross. But as far as the states go, we're ready, you know, and we'll probably fire off right here in St. Joe, because we were supposed to do a show there at the beginning of our European run. We were gonna. That's the flyer.
This is actually
I was gonna say,
Flyer.
Mr. Brian over here has the
The show
flyer
happened.
that never happened.
April 24th, 2020. We were supposed to play here, and we were going to do one in Salina, Kansas, and then we were going to go to Europe for 2.5 months. And unfortunately, none of it happened. But luckily, we're all healthy and good, and we're still here. And now we just got a bunch of more songs. So if anything, you're just going to get a longer show because we got more songs. But
Well,
yeah, we'll
yeah.
play here. We'll play here in St. Joseph, Missouri for sure. Right here at Cafe Acoustics, always one of our favorite spots. They got really, really handsome and really, really hospitality of crew, you know. And I'm just saying that because you guys work here sometimes.
We are here sometimes. We are here sometimes.
Everybody here, it's a family vibe here. They always treat us good. The catering's great. The crowd is awesome. The sound is awesome. And it's just a fun kickoff gig. It's like basically like your friends throwing you a party before you leave on tour, you know. And then
Sure.
we'll hit all the classics, you know. We'll go down into Texas, do the loop. We'll wind up in Vegas at some point. That's always good to see all the family and friends out there. And everywhere, up into Montana, do the big old loop, you know, Chicago, everything, wherever we can. But I want to try and get back out to the East Coast again. We haven't been out there in quite a few years. We need to get out to New York and work our way down, all the way down to Florida.
Notice he didn't say Idaho.
We're going to be in
He's like, we're going to Vegas here, friends, and we're getting
Yeah.
skips every
We're not allowed to go to Idaho. He's kind of banned from Idaho.
Yeah, it's
I'm
true.
just kidding.
No,
We do really, really good in Idaho Falls and in Boise. We do good in both of those. Those are fun, and we did some really good
What's
shows.
the other one?
We did really good shows in Jerome, but that club closed during
I know,
Corona.
I missed that
That's
spot.
the other problem with our tour that we're
Yeah.
starting to work on. Is I got to figure out which venues actually lasted through all the lockdowns because not everybody was fortunate enough.
Man, who
to
stayed strong? Cafe Acoustic.
That's right.
Been doing
Yeah, that's
concerts
right.
the whole
We're gonna do Cafe Electric.
Cafe Electric.
Wow.
Nice.
No, we're actually going to do an acoustic tour this upcoming one. The guys are going to sit around and play acoustics, and my beard is going to blow.
Just
from
blow? That would be
Well,
fun.
I guess if it's like not electric, I can't use electric fan, so I'm going to need you.
Yeah.
Well,
Nah, it's going to be good. So we're probably hit more of the full tours. We're also reaching out to a bunch of our friends and a bunch of different booking agents and other bands to see what other bigger tours are also out there for us to join on. And then we'll also do a bunch of headlining dates also. Whatever we can. We just like to rock and roll.
Yeah, of course, man.
The more rock, the better.
I am so excited to see that you guys are so excited.
Yeah.
Man, the fans, you know,
Yes,
again,
if
being...
only you knew.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know, as a fan myself, and as you know, talking to other HEMLOCK fans, God, we are all excited.
Yeah.
All excited. We
Right
cannot wait
on.
to see you guys.
Got any special requests off the new albums?
No, all of them. Play them all. Just
All right,
just
play
look.
'em
Just
all.
just play them all.
we,
It's
were,
fine.
we were rehearsing Doomsday like no tomorrow, and we were
Pissing
discussing
contest.
pissing
Yeah.
contest, the cleansing.
There's so
many.
many. There's so many songs off the new albums. It's
And then-
really hard to depict which one's
And
favorite.
That's what I was talking about on the drive here. I said we have so much material, it's hard to narrow it down because they're all so fun to play live, and you have different requests from people.
Mhm.
And these guys, they said normally when you like get an audition or try to join a band, they'll give you a list of like 5 or 10 songs to learn. And me and Brian, my brother Brian over here,
It's a list of 30 songs.
we came up with 30 songs. Because we also, when we're headlining, we usually hammer through them and we'll play 23 or 24 or 25 songs. And then sometimes you need an extra bonus or 2 if the audience is still raging. So we hammered through, and I think we got 25 out of the 30 songs so far. So
Yeah.
That's
we're right on time.
amazing.
20,
Wow.
25, 26, I don't know. It's just crazy.
After the
Lots of,
interview, they're going to learn 4 more. So.
yeah,
That's
tons
amazing.
tons of content. But
Me and Chad are relearning. Like you said, we haven't. Some of the
There-
stuff we haven't played since we did it.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
a 4 songs I had to recheck. I was like, oh shit, was that this or that? I was like, that's
No, it's this. You're like,
Or when we were in the basement rehearsing, you're just jamming, you're having fun, and you're feeling so good that you're rocking again. I'm like, wait, that's the second pre-chorus. I need to come in with the first pre-chorus vocally first. And I was just flip-flopping it because you get so used to not thinking about what part's next. It just comes natural when you
Yeah.
It's been a while.
do shows 200 nights out of the year, but
Yeah.
now it's been 0 nights out of the year, so I'm ready to rock for sure.
What's funny is the older songs we rehearsed that we've had, I've not only not played for a couple of years, but I haven't even listened to some of it for a couple of years. So I'm like, it's just like riding a bike. I've played this a million times. We got this.
Yeah, you never forget.
And luckily I get to hear some of it with you.
Yes,
Nobody
you
No
do.
Love's a
Yes.
pretty regular
Yeah,
standard.
we got that one on the list. That's a goodie.
I hear some Obsession sometimes.
There is no
What are some of
obsession.
the other old school ones you be bumping? Got
Yeah.
that
There's-
Spotify playlist?
Yes.
Nice.
I'm
Yes.
glad that you're so familiar with all the material and get to see it live with the 2 new handsome guitar players.
Yeah, man, I'm really excited for you. Especially, I've done a little bit more research on you now, Brian, and
Yeah.
wow, man, you fucking shred. Whoa. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely looked into you a little bit more before this, and I am definitely excited now because you bring a whole new twist to things. These two, man, they're already go-getters as it is, but now I definitely feel like, adding that new fresh face and
I'm just glad to be doing something again, man. Like my last band, we had a lot of momentum. Things were going fucking great. Things started falling apart. And I was just like, I need to get back into a fucking band.
Yeah.
Guitar player position. I'm like, I want in. Let's go.
And luckily, HEMLOCK's too stubborn to ever quit, so they know that they're in for the long haul as long as they can get the drummer. Yeah.
I'll be fine,
In for
rub
the
his
long
nipples,
haul.
keep him happy.
Oh, what's cool is once we finally got in the jam room together and started actually going, it was cool because both of them were technically lead players, and we were like, but you also don't want one guy to be like, well, I'm going to play, and you have to do the easier part underneath. So there's certain leads that we actually took that when we wrote with James Gelber, that he takes the first half and he takes the second half. And I was like, that's awesome, because that's like Slayer style. Where Kerry King would hand it off to Hanneman and vice versa, you know. So some of the parts we've been purposely having fun with it like that, to where he'll be doing the fan will be blowing up his beautiful hair, and then the fan will blow his hair, you know.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. We're having fun with it. We're looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely, like I said, it's a lot of fun. It's fun to see you guys all back together.
Yeah.
Boy, Chad, you and that smile, man, it just never goes away. But now it's definitely got some way more happiness to it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
People always
Permanent
say that
smile.
it's fun to see HEMLOCK live, even if you don't like metal, because it's smiling and you can tell we love to do it. And they're like, you're like the happiest, heaviest, craziest band, you know, and it's fun because we try to bring all elements. You bring the power and you bring the heavy and you bring the crazy, but you do it all with a smile because you actually enjoy being there, you know, whether it's
killer smile sometimes too.
Yeah, whether it's 30 people or 3,000 people, we're going to rock them all. And, you know.
And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, if you stay tuned to my channel, you always hear me talking about passion with, you know, I've recently had a few bands come through and maybe 5-6 people in here, but their passion is just absolutely amazing. And I think hands down, after seeing all these things that I have seen, you know, in the short period of time, you guys hands down have got to be the most passionate group that I have ever seen ever. I've done a little following behind you guys.
We love the rock and roll. I told these guys, I said, I'm a sucker for that heavy groove when it just locks in and you're feeling it, you know. But it's so heavy that you have to just smile because you're like, oh man.
Yes. Yes.
And there's so much awesomeness with music in general, without getting cheesy, but it's the soundtrack of life. It brings people together. You make friends that you never would have met before, you know. It's cool to have that be kind of like the gateway to be able to travel and do what we love to do. It's just by playing music and something that you get that outlet, you get that creativity to be able to write, you know. And then our lyrics, we always try to keep extra positive, and it just means something to the people instead of just getting up there and doing the classic routine, and you know. But
almost being bored with it, just going through.
Yeah, there's bands that go through the motions, you know.
Right.
You can definitely tell.
Yeah,
most definitely.
Bring the fire.
Yeah, you definitely do, and it doesn't matter. And this is another thing that I love talking about. It doesn't matter because you guys are a band that's obviously open for major shows. You know, knowing that. I've also seen footage of you guys playing at a skate rink with like 6-7 people. You know, you guys absolutely bring it no matter where you guys are. So I definitely love talking about the passion, and like I said, you guys. It's like Chad, like you always say, it's all HEMLOCK or nothing, man. You guys are always go. Yeah. Everyone who knows the Smith brothers have always told me that, man, those guys are always going and they're always passionate and they're always working. Absolutely. That is something I have definitely talked about with a lot of other people that have come here. You know, I talk about that with Brian quite frequently. There's just that passion, that love. You guys definitely, when we got the hymn love. The hymn love is a real thing. Like you guys are just absolutely out here loving everyone and every moment, and it's amazing because you guys are right. There is definitely
the support and the friendship and just all of it. You know, I mean, it's just something. It's cool when you get that connection and somebody might be working and it's their only night out, and even if it's a Tuesday night in the middle of nowhere and, you know, there's 50 people there's no reason to punish that it's a smaller show, because those people have been working, they've been looking forward for months to finally get a night out. They got to get a babysitter or whatever, and then they finally go out, they have a few drinks, and they get to see their band that they've been listening to in their car or whatever, you know, and they finally get to hear their songs live. So I'm like, we got to rock, you know, as hard as we can and give a show of a lifetime every night, you know. Whether it's opening for even if it's opening for Slayer, you know, 3,000 people and you're just vibing and you're feeling good, and then Slayer has the next night off, I'll book us a show at a bar, and then we'll play 30 or 50 people or 100 people or whatever the next night in a bar, and we still put on the same high energy show that we would as we were opening for Slayer. And it's cool because it's not a show, it's not an act, it's actually who we are, and you know, it's just the real deal.
My beard still blows the same.
And I truly think, as a fan, that is why I appreciate you guys so much, because it's exactly, you're right. you, like I said, you guys just give it every single time, and it's a lot of fun to watch all of you. And now I'm even more excited because now we've got two
Now you're
new
friends
guys.
with Devin and Brian, and
Yeah.
you already know the Smith brothers. I don't know if you're worn out on that Brian down there yet.
Nah. That's my secret man crush. Yeah. So real quick, like obviously you guys have a lot of merchandise. A lot of new music out. We can find you all over the place. We all know Spotify's, YouTube's, Apple Music. Buy the hard copies of the CDs.
This is what we used to do on every interview. You have to slap it down as you do it. HEMLOCKworld.com,
Instagram,
Facebook.com/HEMLOCKworld, Instagram HEMLOCKworld, Twitter HEMLOCKworld, YouTube.com/HEMLOCKworld. It's all out there for sure. We're out there.
Is there a Square app? Where do they order the merch?
I was going to say,
you can go on you can go on Facebook, or you can go on the regular webpage and you can order on there, because you just go on there and it's the little merch link order. Yeah,
you guys definitely do got links.
And usually, if you order merchandise, it's somebody in the band. We don't have like a merch company. We don't have a record label that's filling it. So usually you'll get like a fun little drawing. You might get some extra Garbage Pail Kid stickers from me. I always throw in extra stuff to people and personalize it.
True.
And it's funny too, because people will be like, I saved the packaging at some of Brian's beard.
Yeah, that's it.
Sometimes a guitar pick, whatever I could find, I'm filling packages or whatever, I'll draw it. People like, I saved the packaging because you drew on it or whatever. And then quite a few people have actually gotten a little doodle tattooed on them. I'm like, yeah, I would have drawn it better if I would have. You were going to get it tattooed. I guess there's probably at least 10 or 12 people and it's just the package, they'll order CDs and a shirt or whatever, and I'll just draw a little cartoon on my face with little dreads and scribble it and throw it in the mail. And then they'll show up next time and it'll be on their arm. I'm like, no way. One guy, our other friend, actually Todd from Mobile Death Camp, Todd, he was Beefcake and Guar for years. Yeah. He just sent me a picture and he got my drawing tattooed on his leg. So,
that's amazing.
Yeah, just last week.
That's definitely one of the better parts of getting merchandise from you guys is you throw in all the fun little extras.
Used condoms.
Look, that's the VIP.
Don't order from Brian.
Yeah, don't order from Brian. God, you're gonna get beard hairs and used condoms and maybe even a couple of kids.
I have a vasectomy.
Oh no. Team V.
Oh, no, that's Spock. How do you do a proper V vasectomy? I don't know.
Just like that.
I'm gonna perform a vasectomy on Tevin after this interview.
No.
I'm still gonna have a little
bit
with your teeth. Now we're getting crazy in the interview.
No, that's classic Hemlock fashion, you guys. I have watched many interviews with you guys, and you're all serious.
This is a sober interview for my crazy brother.
This is early in the day.
Yes, this is very early in the day. This is very, very professional, even including myself. If you guys all stay tuned to my channel. Old Matt likes to get behind the camera a little bit, drunk himself, and have a great time.
Difference between 2 p.m. and 2 a.m.
There's a huge difference between 2 p. and 2 a. That is for sure.
We appreciate you doing the interview with us and having the new lineup and everything. There's new blood, new excitement, new songs. We're ready to get out for sure. So, new interviews. Thank you for doing it.
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up now. Again, thank you to Hemlock and all of you guys for being here today. Cannot wait to have you guys out on the road, out in the world. Holy shit, going to bless this whole freaking place with all the new music, all the Him love, all the action, God, all the dread that you can possibly imagine. We're going to braid your hair too. It's going to be great.
Braid my beard.
Yeah, we got Brian and his beard. And
I want to get some new tank tops ordered for the ladies that say Hemlock, Him Life, Him Love.
That's amazing. So also, obviously, be on the look for new merchandise and always just on the lookout for new antics and shenanigans from all of these boys.
Maybe some new music videos in the near future.
Ooh. That's a lot of fun.
A couple crazy ideas.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sure. All right, you guys. So again, thank you for being here tonight. I will sign off. Don't worry. I got you. Oh yeah, don't worry. That's the whole part. That's the whole part.
That's the thing.
So again, thank you for being here. Shout out to HEMLOCK for taking time out of their busy schedules. Shout out to Cafe Acoustic and being here with us. I'm going to step behind all you guys. I'm going to look right out here because this is always my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to sign it off. And
Here, you want me to just let
as
it go?
always, thank you for watching. Shout out to Cafe Acoustic and
Yeah.
HEMLOCK. As always, remember, peace, love, and music. Thank you guys so much for watching. Big round of applause for HEMLOCK.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much. And that would be it.
Continue.